he asked me to bring him food at his school. He told me to bring him food. So long story short, I drove there. He opened the door. He was like, I got company. And I'm the girlfriend. He said, I got company. I was like, okay, who's the company? Like, you know. He said, just go sit downstairs with one of his friends that we both are friends with, like a mutual friend. And then he would come get me when he's done.
Was this another girl?
It was a female in there.
No, like another girl completely from...
Oh, it was, yeah. Oh, he was...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he just changed. He was in his prime, I guess. Like, you know, changed girls here and there. He doesn't discriminate either. Like, anything.
Okay.
Anything in skirt, he's good. We were just like, you know, cool. And on his birthday, like I said, I couldn't find him. I'm worried. I don't know who to call. I called some of his friends. Of course, they were like, oh, we don't know where he is. Whether they're lying or not, I'm not aware. If they're lying, their loyalty is to him, not to me. So I don't know. So the only person I could call was my friend. My friend was at the school. So I'm like, hey, I can't find him. Like, what's wrong? She was also worried. So we turned into FBI trying to find him and all that. So my friend actually knew his roommate. And the roommate, it wasn't like 2 bedroom. It was like 1 bedroom. The bed is in the same room. So he would know if he's there or not. So he told us that he's not in the... My friend got hold of him. He told us he's not in the room. So I was like, okay, cool. So now I'm even more worried. Like, where is he? I'm talking about 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm trying to find my boyfriend because I can't find him. So when it was like about 4 or 5, I'm like, I'm tired. I'm going to go to sleep. I can come and kill myself. So I just went to sleep. And then the next day, he called me. His phone magically worked. He called me. He was like, oh, babe, I'm so sorry. You know, I fell asleep. I say, and I asked him, where did you sleep? Like, fall asleep where? He was like, how many bedrooms do I have? I said, yeah, you have a roommate. Your roommate said you were not in your room. So where were you at? And you know, when a person, people would think that abuse starts from physical. Like, emotional abuse is real. When someone manipulates you to be like to turn to make themselves feel like they're the victim. That's what happened. I started apologizing for something that I know.
Oh man.
You know, I was like, I'm so sorry.
So he became the victim, and
he started calling me a nag. Why you nagging? Why you changing? You never nag.
For being worried about him.
Yes.
This is a good example of what nowadays a lot of people are calling gaslighting.
Yeah.
You were worried about him, his well-being, and trying to find out where he's at.
And he
knew what he was doing, but out of nowhere, the tables turned for him to say, "You're the." I
didn't even know where he was. I just was trying to find out where were you at? Are you okay? That was my worry. I wasn't even thinking about a girl or whatever, because like I said, in my mind, he's a perfect guy. Like, he doesn't even know how to talk to. I was hoping to hear, oh, I spent time with the boys. And like, you know, I forgot to call you. Sorry, I don't have a phone or something like that. That would have solved the whole issue. But he made me feel so bad. Like I was nagging. I was being a bad girlfriend. So I apologize.
So I'm hearing a lot of red flags about this guy, and you still stayed with him.
Yep.
What was the breaking point that you were like, enough is enough?
Breaking points.
Points? Girl.
There were a lot of, you know, this was my first love, and this is my first. So it was really hard. At a point, I knew he wasn't good for me. Like, I knew it. I think 2 years in, I knew like he wasn't good for me. But it was hard for me to break, because like, everybody got a girlfriend. Like, all the guys are taken. Where am I going? Let me just settle for this. You know what I mean? So I think one of the breaking points was, so remember I told you we both went away for school. So we came back home one summer, and then I was taking classes in the community college. And he was also taking classes over there. So it was evening classes. So I don't know how we both got to the library. He was in class. Oh, he had cooked me food. And he was like, oh, come get it. So I went to his class and went to go get my food. And I was sitting at the library. I was waiting for him. He didn't know I was waiting for him to He knew I was waiting for him to get out of
He
class.
told you to come.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there, like, waiting. So when I was like, I knew the time that he was gonna get out of class. So I came to stand outside, and I saw one of my classmates also standing outside. So we started talking because I've seen her in class. I seen her in class, so we talking. And he walked in, and he just looked at me weirdly, went straight to the girl, started talking to the girl, and I'm his girlfriend in my mind.
He told you to come.
He told me to come get my rice.
He knows you're coming.
He know I was there. I went to the class and get the food. I got the food.
He saw you.
Walked
past you.
I got my food. He gave me a kiss. I went to go to the library. So he came there. The girl was standing right there. I was standing right there. Started talking to the girl. I saw him feel that he was angry. And he was like, he pulled me, because the girl wasn't Ghanaian, so she didn't understand Tree. So he was like, in English, let me translate in English. Why do you have to always talk to everybody? And I was like, I know her from class, and then so we all started walking. I'm thinking we all classmates, so we walking to go home. So then we got outside. So I'm like, and he usually would drop me home. I didn't have a car. So he was like, I'm gonna go drop her, wait for me here. And I'm talking about 10 p.m. and it's Chicago. It's a bad neighborhood. So I'm like, you want me to wait here while she go drop another woman? And he was like, if you don't want to wait, you can walk. So at that point, I was like, what did he just say? And I watched him walk with another lady, and he gave her a ride. And I walked home.
You walked.
I did. I sure did. It was like 20, 30 minutes walk. I walk home. He didn't even call to say, are you still there? Or whatever. I still got with him.
So that wasn't a breaking point then.
It was one of those. I was thinking about it, but I couldn't bring myself to let him go.
Okay.
So, I was still with him.
Okay, let's go to another breaking point. I want to know the point. Yes.
So there was another time, second breaking point. There was three breaking of them. So the second one, he asked me to cook for him. Anyone that knows me, I love to cook and I love to feed people. He asked me to bring him food at his school. He told me to bring him food. So long story short, I drove there. He opened the door. He was like, I got company. And I'm the girlfriend. He said, I got company. I was like, okay, who's the company? He said, just go sit downstairs with one of his friends that we both are friends with, like a mutual friend. And then he would come get me when he's done.
Was this another girl?
It was a female in there.
No, like another girl completely from.
He was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he just changed. He was in his prime, I guess. Change girls here and there. He doesn't discriminate either. Like anything.
Okay.
Anything in skirt, he's good.
Okay. Okay.
So, So yeah. So I left the food. He told me to leave the food in the front. He took it inside, and I didn't go downstairs. I went to my friend who went to school there.
You left the food for him anyway.
He told me to leave the food, and I left it.
And you left it. Okay.
And I didn't want to take the food back because that would piss me off. So I cried in my car the whole time I was driving to my friend's house.
Yeah.
It was like, wow. I need to let this boy go. I knew he wasn't good for me.
Okay.
And everything, this is sad to say. Growing up, I never wanted anybody like my dad. I didn't want a man like my dad. And everything was literally what my mom told me about my dad and her relationship. So anybody that knows me knows I'm very big on breaking the cycle. So I'm preaching to people who break the cycle, and I'm sitting here. I'm facing it, I'm looking at it. I'm repeating everything my mom went through.
Yeah.
And I'm like, am I really gonna and I can't bring myself to let it go. People are telling me he's not good for you. And I'm like, he's gonna change.
Was this a result of daddy issues for you?
It really was. Growing up, I didn't have that. So I had a big brother, but he died. And I didn't have that father love. So it was like, I've always looked for that love in a man. I drove really close to male, like males than females, because I've always wanted that brother love, like that thing, that attention. So it was more like that. Like I found him as a friend. We were friends. Like we were really friends. He has done good stuff for me. He taught me how to drive. Like, you know, we were good at a point. So I was looking at a good side. He loved him at a point. Like he was good to me.
So what was the third breaking point?
So the third one was I was having a conversation with my mom. So prior to the last breaking points, I'm like, okay, so let me tell you the third breaking point, and I will take you back to when I had a rebound.
Okay.
If you want me to share that.
Yes.
So the third one was I had a heartfelt conversation with my mom.
Okay.
So I was like, Mom, because she asked me, I used to call him Nana. Everybody knows him as Romeo. So I was like, my mom was like, how are you and Nana? Because you haven't talked about him. I'm like, Mom, we got to talk. Like, you know. So I had that heartfelt conversation with her. I'm like, Mom, I feel like the whole thing, because my mom told me she would watch my dad come in with different girls. And for me, it was the same thing as me going to see somebody there. So I was like, Mom, I feel like I'm going through the same thing that you went through with my dad. I feel like if I marry this man, because she was like, oh, it'll be okay, like, you know, because she doesn't see the big, like, she knows what I'm telling her. And I don't usually give her the full details, because that's my mom. I don't want her to be thinking a lot about it. So she was like I was telling her, like, it's pretty much the same. So that's what she was like, okay, if that's what it is, then no, I don't want that for you. So we had that conversation, and then she was like, you always say we should break cycles. She used my own words against me. We should break cycles. Like whenever I'm doing something, you tell me to be aware of it. Like, you know, what my grandma has done. She shouldn't do that to her kids and all that. So why do you want to continue with this? And coming from her, anybody that knows me, that woman is my eye. You know, so just coming from her, kind of like, hey, me differently. And you know, and it was a lot of things that has happened to my mom that was happening to me. Because when I was dating my ex, I think we broke up at some point. And I had a rebound because I felt like the rebound was because I felt like everybody had every man was taken on this earth. Because all the fine men I wanted, I'm like, why would they be single? You know, so this guy came out of nowhere, and this is when I semi broke up with my ex, you know, and he came out of nowhere. He messaged me on Facebook, started talking, and he came to visit me at my school, took me out with my friends on a birthday. The first red flag I saw about that rebound was we went to go eat with my friends, and he was really pissed off that I made him pay for my friend. My friend made him pay for her and her daughter. And then also he saw like a monostat. What is that how they call it? Yeah. A monostat, like for infection or whatever, for itching. And he thought it was abortion tool, which I can't connect the puzzle. Like, how does that even got to do with anything? So he got angry. I'm like, I don't even know you like that. We just met. Like, you know, why? You know, so he got really angry to the point that I had to like literally go hide in the bathroom because he got really aggressive. So I had to go hide in the bathroom and all that kind of stuff. And later on, I had a conference where he lives. So when I went, after that, I wanted to kind of like, okay, this is not for me, because even though my ex is crazy, he has never like been that aggressive towards me, you know. So I don't think I can handle this. But this guy that I just met, we known each other for just like 2-3 months. He brought his mom in the whole situation. His mom was calling me like day and night, telling me, "Oh, it's okay." I'm like, "What is okay?" Like I'm not me and Sammy. I'm not dating. Yeah, we're just talking, you know. But it was like that. So the mom apologized. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give him a shot. Maybe I don't know what was wrong with him that day. So I have a soft heart. So it always come back and bite me because of my heart. So I went to wherever he lives for a conference after school. Like I had graduated. It was a social work conference. So I went to go visit him. after the conference was over, and this was like around Christmas time, and I went to go visit him to actually know, like, you know, how he lives and all that kind of stuff. This part is heavy because I'm taking a deep breath, you know.
Take a time.
So I went to go visit him. Like, so everybody that knows me know I like to cook, like I mentioned. So I cooked for him. His friends came to eat, like everybody there and all that. I'm just sitting in my corner. So at night, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to my hotel. He was, oh, sleep over. But prior to that night, like during the day when his friends left, he was talking to his mom. And the way he was talking to his mom, like, oh my God, he's so disrespectful to his mom. Like he was very angry and talking to his mom anyhow. So I'm like, nah, I don't think he will change. Like this is an angry person. And I'm not ready to take on that. Like I have a heart that I rarely get angry. That will frustrate me, like, you know, to live with a person like that for the rest of my life. So I can't deal with this. So I was like, hey, you can't talk to your mom like that, you know. I should have kept quiet.
Well,
but I'm glad I did, because I saw the red flag. So he picked up a TV, like he was angry that he picked up a TV trying to throw it out across the room. I literally have to dodge with my short self. I told him, he can't. Why is he talking to his mom that gave birth to him like that? He was that angry.
And you threw a TV.
Whole TV.
Okay.
So I was scared. I wanted to leave. He said, he said, not today. You're not leaving. He had a roommate. So I'm thinking his roommate will come save us, you know. I guess that man was on the phone holding. He was probably like talking to somebody or whatever. He had somebody in the, I don't know. He said, I won't let you go. He locked all the doors, locked me in the room with him. And I'm like, okay. I'm trying to calm him down, like, you know, don't be angry, because I'm scared. I broke myself there. You know what I'm saying? So I started blaming myself. I shouldn't have, you know. I saw a little hint when he came to visit me. Why would I even put myself in this situation? So he kind of like, okay, give me a minute. Okay. So I was like, okay, can you sleep on the floor whilst I sleep on the bed? He was like I don't think he was even hearing me when I talk. He was just that angry. But in my mind, I feel like he had all that planned up. Because I was thinking, okay, maybe I pissed him off because of what I said. I should have kept quiet. But what happened after made me think that he actually planned this. Because he got really aggressive, came on over me, tied me up on the bed.
Where was the roommate during all this?
He was in his room. I don't know if he heard us or not. But yeah, he tied me up on the bed, you know, like in a very sexual position, like my hands, my legs, did all that, and then came on me, had sex with me, spit on me, called me all type of names, and all that. So I was like I don't know if I hated myself. It was a lot. I couldn't process at that moment. It was I don't know. I felt dark. I felt like I was shuttered. I felt like I don't know the words to describe that night. It was that night that I would never wish for, like not even my worst enemy. So he did all that. I was tied up pretty much the whole night until like probably 5 a.m. or 6. He got up, went to the bathroom. I got up. I had all like, how do you call it? Marks on my hands and my legs and all that. I could barely, because imagine if you tied up someone for so long, your legs, I could barely walk and all that kind of stuff. So when I got out, I saw his roommate, but in his mind, he probably think, We had a consensual sex, and I can't walk. So they were laughing about it. I saw them laughing about it. But I don't blame my roommate because I don't know what he told her. I mean, him.
Yeah.
I heard him in the bathroom talking to someone that I was here to cook for him. I'm pretty much a cook. I guess that someone was his girlfriend in Ghana. And I guess the person knew I was there. I don't know what the situation was. But it was like, so in the morning, he was like, I think he went to work. He went to work that morning. And he told me that the package is going to come there during that day. I should pick it up. I said, Immediately he moved his car. I got my keys.
You left.
And I flee. Like I ran. So I left. And he kept calling me and calling me. His mom kept calling me. I said, this family are crazy. This is a type of thing that you see in the horror movie. This is crazy. So his mom kept calling and calling. So I pick up one of his mom phone. I'm like, why are you calling me? And she was like, oh, my son said you ignoring him. Like, did he tell you what he did? I was, oh, he said he got angry, and he has always been an angry child. You know, you can change. You're the only person that have stayed with him for that long. And I'm like, I'm sorry, you have five daughters. Will you ever let your daughter date a man like your son? And she was like, you know, my husband is like that. I've been with him for so long. So it's like, she's trying to advise me. So I was like, no, I can't. I'm sorry. So I blocked her. They used to use different numbers to call me, and I'll block each number. They were just obsessed. I don't know how to, like, a better word for it. Maybe that's a better word for the lack of better words. Let me use that. So it was really bad. So when I came back, my ex that I cooked for, like the one that was treating me, the cheater, was, he wanted to come back. So he was like, so you just go. So I told him, I didn't tell him the sexual part.
Yeah, I was going to ask, did you tell anybody?
I didn't tell anyone because I felt like I took myself there. I blame myself for a very long time. I blame myself. I think it was up until COVID, and I told my best friend.
Wow. I
think the first person I told was my husband when I met him. So up until COVID, and I told, because my friend, the story I was giving her wasn't adding up, but I couldn't bring myself to tell her because it was just like, well, how am I even going? How do I even start? And and I know her. She was gonna drag police into it, like report it. I didn't want all that because it would add on to the trauma. It was too much for me at that time to even carry. And I mean, when you were sexually assaulted, you have 10 years to report it. So I'm like, if later on, if I feel like I want to report, I can. But now I don't think I want to go through that right now. So I didn't really tell anybody. So I told my ex that he physically abused me, because he did. And my ex was mad. I'm like, oh, so you mad at somebody physically abused me, but you over here cheated on me. But oh my God. Besides everything, he's a good person, my ex. He's a good person. And I think he genuinely cared about me, but he was no good. He couldn't keep his thing in his pants. He was not good for me. So we tried again. That's when he left me at the school. And then like when I went to go cook for him and all that happened, that was afterwards. So when I was talking to my mom, I couldn't even bring myself to tell my mom this. It was something that, because I'm being a therapist or being a mental health area, I was able to process it like in my way, like little by little. So when I broke up with my ex, it was kind of like, I felt like, because I didn't take my time and I had a rebound, I needed time for myself. I needed to know who I was, what I can tolerate, what I cannot. I needed to find me. So when the next person is coming, I don't want no one to waste my time anymore. I want that person to love me because I love me. I want that person to care about me because I care about me. I want that person to know me because I know me. You know what I'm saying? So I took like a whole year and a half. There were guys, but I'm like, I'm not gonna date anybody because I'm mentally, I went through this. I'm mentally tired. Like, I'm tired. I can't give anything to anybody at this time. So I broke up with my ex and I just needed to find myself. So I took a year, and
How was
Yet to
that
find
journey
me.
like, the self-love journey? How did you find yourself? What were you doing?
It was a lot of prayers. You know how they say you don't know how good you can be with you, like how good of a relationship you can have with God until you have a problem. That was the thing. So I started building a personal relationship with God after I broke up with my ex, because I was that church person. Pray like a day. If I don't pray, I feel like there's something missing. But when I met my ex, it declined. I could go days, months. I got to a point I wrote my prayers in the wall. Oh God, say a prayer and I'll go to sleep. That's how bad it got. Yeah. So later on, so I started praying a lot, reading the Bible. The Bible became like my storybook. So I would read it, process it, talk to God. You would come to my room, literally sit on the floor, and God, like I put an empty chair. I said, God, sit down, we gotta talk. And I would tell him how I feel. And I would tell him about that night, how I felt and everything. And I would hear God talk to me. He talked to me through my dreams. So I would hear him like talk to me. Like he was my healing process. I don't know how I was gonna do without him. And my mom too. Like I would talk to him about things except for
That part.
that traumatic night. But everything else, I would talk to him. We would talk. We would pray together. We would cry together, and all that kind of stuff. And
That's beautiful.
my friend as well, Vicky, shout out to you. We also pray together. We talk, and all that. Like it was that process. But I felt like it was the process that I did by myself, like with God. Like it was that. I don't know. It was that one way path. Like it was just me and God. I didn't see anybody. I blocked everybody. Not like block.
No, I
like,
understand you.
Everybody was out of my, like it was just me and God. Like I prayed to him. I talked to him. I cried to him. If something bothered me, I don't go tell a friend. I tell God, okay, you're the one that changed mine. You're the God that can change mine. Nobody can. If I tell a friend, hey, this is bothering me, they can go talk to them. They can't change their mind. But you're the one that created everybody. You know that the amount of hair on each person's hair, that's how powerful you are. So you can actually do a lot. You can change somebody's mind. You can talk to a storm to calm down. What can't you do? So like that was my power. I'm like, he is able. My favorite Bible verse was Matthew 7:7. I use that against him every day. You say we should ask and it shall be given. You said it, so you got to do it. So that was my thing with him. I would talk to him every night. Like I cried, I demand, I tested him. And a year and a half, I felt like I was a whole again. I felt like I had that God I had before. And when he was even stronger. I could feel his presence anytime I pray. And I'm like, God, listen, I'm putting my heart in you. Any person that want me again, you have to have their heart. They have to find their heart has to be with you for you to exchange our heart, like give our heart to each other. So take it. I will follow you.
Wow.
But you got to show me. You got to show up. And God is a show man.
Yeah.
He likes to show up. He likes to show off.
Yeah.
So it was that. I challenged that man. I call myself God's favorite child because I know he probably tired of me. He got tired of me at some point. What's wrong with my child? But I had to because I was tired. I had to do that. So that's how it really came to find. So after a year and a half, I felt like I was ready for the next man to come prove himself that he deserved me.
And when the next man came, he was your husband.
Oh my God, that man. Let me sit again. That man, he's an amazing man. I can't see myself with any other person but him. He came in my life and he added. He didn't come to take anything. He came to complete me. You know what I'm saying? He's an amazing man. I'm short of words for him.
I wanna ask, how did you know this was God sent? Was there some things he did or some things God told you?
Okay. So remember I told you, I mentioned earlier on that I